All right. Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Controller Dreams podcast. Episode 5 already, Strat. 5. Can you believe that?
I know.
We have
Think about if we started it where if we kept on with our once a month thing, we'd only be on episode like three.
That is true, yeah. We were going pretty slow in the beginning. We have a special guest today, Captain Insano. Cap, how are you doing?
We're doing just fine.
Good to have you on. Good to have you on.
Yeah.
And he dressed up.
He
dressed up.
He
dressed up with a Metallica shirt.
Yeah.
Yeah. This is the 5th episode, and it's good to have you, Cap. You're our first guest on the Controller Dreams podcast, so we're really happy to have you. I don't know. Tell us a little bit about yourself. I feel like we have stuff in common. You like to game it and stuff. You're on Twitch, right?
Oh yes. Captain Insano is also my Twitch name. Captain underscore Insano.
Now that's from Waterboy, right? You got that from Waterboy.
Yeah, I did, but I don't want to relate myself to that. I just thought it kind of was a little funny, you know.
Yeah. Strat, what do we got on dock today? What do we got?
On docket today, we're gonna talk. We're gonna interview Captain Insano a little bit. Get some of his reasonings behind streaming. Maybe some of his history. We're gonna talk a little bit about some nerdy stuff, about our setups, our stream setups or recording setups, whatever you want to call it. And then, as always, we got a hot debate at the end here. I'm not gonna tell anybody what it is though, but I want to start with a specific topic. Have you guys seen this new TikTok thing that's going around where the girl is friends with the Amish guy that's like learning about the real world?
No, I haven't.
I also haven't seen that.
Okay, do you know about the Amish or the Rumspringa thing? Do you know about that?
No, I don't know. It's weird. What the hell?
Okay, so you guys grew up in a more maybe like urban area, but for those of us that grew up in the middle of nowhere, so there's a lot of Amish people, and they are very strict about what they can do, what they can't do in terms of like electricity and like the outside world kind of stuff. But when they turn, I don't even know, like 16 or 18, they go on something called Rumspringa, which is where they can go into the outside world, experience the outside world, and then they decide for themselves if they want to continue being Amish or if they want to go live in the outside world. And then they can come back at any time. Like their Rumspringa lasts as long as they want it to. Like they can be gone for a week and they'll be welcomed back. They could be gone 5 years and they will be welcomed back, as far as I know. But there's this TikTok of this guy, and I don't know if he's on Rumspringa or if he's just like, I'm not doing the Amish thing anymore. But it's like the TikTok is him experiencing new things. And it is like the most wholesome thing I've ever seen.
Yeah, that's kind of weird.
Like there's one of him experiencing a milkshake for the first time. There's one of him experiencing Mexican food for the first time.
Damn.
And like, what did he try? Takis. He had Takis for the first time.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
I do have to say, I used to pick corn a long time ago. It was like my first job or whatever. And a lot of the cornfields we would be like, in like real rural areas. Mm-hmm. And there was one time I literally saw a horse-drawn carriage pulling like a motorboat. And I was just like...
A motorboat?
Maybe that kind of explains it. Yeah, it was crazy. It was a nice one, too.
I've seen some Amish people. Like, I've seen them in Walmart, like, buying Doritos and stuff, and I feel like that's kind of cheating. There's a pizza place called Spanky's, not in the town I grew up in, but nearby. And they had like the old arcade games, and I have friends that swear they'd see like Amish kids and they're playing those arcade games, like breaking the rules.
Yeah, I was up fishing one time in Fremont, and they were playing the games and stuff, like the arcade games, and I'm like, oh, like I feel like some of them can, like I feel like they're able to do that, but.
Well, I think there's different levels.
Yeah.
Like I think there's Amish and I think there's Mennonite, and I think the Mennonites are more hardcore.
Yeah, for sure.
But I thought that TikTok thing was really wholesome. Like he tried a roller coaster for the first time. So that was cool.
Oh man, that's gonna be wild.
That's gonna be mind blowing.
Yeah.
Like what the
you try it. I'm gonna look it up.
You're not even used to an automobile and you get thrown on a roller coaster.
Right, that's what I thought. I'm like
You just go freaking
put him
hard.
on the dragster.
Yeah.
Like something, yeah. But think about like the things that like the theme parks that we think are like the mundane like kid coasters. To him, that's probably like such a crazy experience.
The little green dragon one for like 8-year-olds.
Yeah.
Just like
okay, here it is.
mind blown after that. Like
His name is Jedediah, and his TikTok is Jeds_adventures. There's one he tried. He's tried Mexican food. He's tried hot sauce, Takis. What is this one? Oh, he is like learning how to drive a car.
damn.
Like
that's
what I was thinking.
Oh
yeah, really. Yeah, I know.
Jedediah is like the like token like Amish name.
yeah,
Yes.
for real.
Yes. Like Jedediah, Ezekiel, like I was thinking about that too. I'm like, man, I could not imagine being Amish, going to the real world like this, but then wanting to go back and be Amish. But then at the same time, like that's probably so terrifying.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Like just the concept of a cell phone.
Right.
Like Amish people probably like they can't even have like musical instruments, and you have this small brick that has all the information in the entire planet. That's got to be terrifying.
Oh yeah, I mean, I'm not even Amish, and technology amazes me all the time.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Imagine just jumping into it.
Well, that's like imagine like I don't know about you guys, but like going from like Mario like on the Super Nintendo being like a first game ever, and then like now we're at Resident Evil, and Resident Evil, even to me the newest one, I'm like, dang, that looks so good. Imagine going straight to that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Speaking of Resident Evil, Cap, you've been playing it. What do you like most about it so far?
Ooh, definitely the story.
Story's good.
It's a good story.
Yeah. It did relate more to Resident Evil 7 than I thought it would. But I don't know, it didn't turn out really being a bad thing.
Yeah. I said in this one of my streams the other day, I feel like Resident Evil had like a downslope for a little bit. Do you feel like they're getting back on do you feel like they can build off of what they're doing right now? Like do you think that they need to go in that direction?
Their turning point was Resident Evil 6. They got very negative feedback on Resident Evil 6. I don't know. To be honest, I mean, I'm a big Resident Evil guy, and I don't even know how many hours I put into Resident Evil 6. Probably not even double digits.
Damn.
I don't know. I probably played like one campaign, and this is one of the main complaints about it. Is instead of doing a big story mode like they did with just about every other Resident Evil, they decided to, I don't know, do like, I can't even remember how many campaigns, like 5 or 6 like mini campaigns basically. It did have some cool like aspects to it. Like if you remember in Resident Evil 5, the previous one, they, you could do melee attacks, and your partner could chain the melee attacks back to you, and you could do like end it with like a super melee attack. But they, I don't know, ended up chaining the melee attacks together, and you could do like a combo. So I don't know, that was one thing that I thought was cool about it. But
damn. Yeah, I think me and you played Resident Evil 4 a lot, right? Isn't that?
Oh no, you're thinking 5.
Am I thinking 5? Okay, and then they had mercenaries in that, but in 6 they didn't have mercenaries, right?
I'm not even sure.
Yeah.
I hardly played it.
I feel like just watching you play it, I feel like they're back on. Like I just feel like there's a lot more hype with this one. Like I don't know what it is. Like I feel like it's just.
I mean, we know what it is. It's the tall vampire lady. Like, come on.
I mean, yeah.
Yes, that definitely contributed to it.
Yeah, that helped it out.
But even the transition from Resident Evil 6 to Resident Evil 7, they got a lot more positive feedback on number 7 because they went back to more of like their horror roots. In Resident Evil 6, it was like, oh my gosh, they went with like so ridiculous over the top action. It wasn't even funny. Like the one campaign I played, like I said, I didn't even go double digits into that game. There was a boss that, I don't know, transformed into something, and then transformed into, it was like he transformed into like a tiger on like the top of a subway train or something stupid like that, and then it transformed into a giant fly thing, and then transformed into a weird T-Rex looking thing. It was just getting weirder and weirder. It's like, all right, just quit with that, and I don't know.
Go back to your roots a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah, that sounds kind of weird.
They have a lot of games though, I feel like. So I feel like there is going to be a downfall on some of them, but it's kind of good that they're not going down to where it's like, oh god, this is just not even the same anymore. Like I feel like this one has a little bit of OG-ness to it, like, so that's good. I'm glad to see that.
I'm kind of hoping that like the overwhelming success that this game seems to have will kind of keep them pushing in that direction.
Right.
So, where would you rank this in like your all-time Resident Evil games? Ooh. Like where in the ladder?
I don't know. That's still tough to do because I feel Resident Evil 4 is definitely always going to be my favorite. I mean, I bought it for, I don't know, right after it came out. I think it came out in 2005 for GameCube. I paid, I don't know, $50 for it for GameCube. Beat it, I don't know, at least 100 times. And then it came out for PlayStation 2. I bought it for PlayStation 2 and beat it, I don't know, probably 30 or 40 times. And you know, after that, I bought it for PC. Beat it on PC. I don't even know how many times.
That's dedication right there, dude. Oh my god.
There was one goal that I had, and I never beat it, and it was to max out Money Meter. I wanted to see if there was a limit to how much money you could have. I was at like billions. I never got around to it, but
that's like something that like really speaks the testament of those games. Like I feel like there's not many games people will beat 100 times. Like I know they're shorter games, but like people they keep the replay value pretty high.
I feel like it's I feel like if you do play a game multiple times, because what Cap just said, like that's like, I feel like that's almost like 1980 stuff, because like a lot of like Mario or like just not even I guess Mario's a pretty good one, but like time trials, and people would just keep on playing it. Like you can't really do that with COD. You know what I mean? Like that's good that Resident Evil, like it's that almost not repetitive, but you want to, I don't know, Cap, what do you try to do? Do you try to beat it at a certain time, or no, like at a time trial, or?
I don't like doing speed runs, which I do have viewers in my Twitch saying I should, especially when I'm doing Resident Evil 4 and I'm like smoking the crap out of everybody. Like you should try speed runs and stuff like that. You'd probably be really good at it. I don't know, which I don't know. I agree with them. I probably would if I put the time and effort into it. But to me, that's not fun. I don't like it. I don't like running past enemies and stuff like that. You know, it's a zombie shooter, survival shooter.
Yeah.
Yeah. I feel like that in like Pokemon too. Like the people that do Pokemon speed runs, they'll like pick one, and then they'll just blow through the whole game with it. But then they'll just like avoid encounters as much as possible. And I'm like, oh, like how you doing that? Like I don't know. It feels weird to me to play that way because I only avoid encounters if I'm like absolutely about to die and can't handle it.
It's probably like kind of unenjoyable too. Like I don't know. I mean, not that they would keep on doing speed runs, but if people do that, like it just seems like it's kind of like cool, but it's, I don't know.
I feel like the type of people that do speedruns, and this is not a knock on them in any way, but I feel like it's a very specific niche, and the people that are good at it are good at it. And good for them, but I don't feel like I'd be good at it.
That's my friend Zach Nicholson. He was so good at Resident Evil 2, the original one, beating it in speedruns and stuff, and he was in like, I don't know, he used to have his Twitch friends, which were like super like high up streamers with, you know, 1,000 views or whatever and stuff like that, and he was up against them, and it was crazy.
Damn,
that is crazy. I won't do speed runs, but I have watched speed runs, and I'm like I feel like I'm picking my jaw up off the floor every time. Like people are doing stuff, and I'm just like,
yeah.
Like, I saw one the other day that, like, for Xenoblade Chronicles 2, which for me to beat the main campaign was, like, 65 hours, and the speedrun time is, like, 5 hours. And I'm like, I physically don't even understand.
It's a lot of dedication.
Like, I know you skip cutscenes, but I saw a thing where if you took all the cutscenes from that game and made a movie, that's, like, 13 hours.
So, oh, my God.
Yeah, it's long. It's lengthy.
I don't have any games, like, for speedruns, honestly. I mean, I guess I could speedrun GTA 5 campaign. I'm just kidding. That would take forever.
You should do that. That'd be funny.
Just skip through everything.
You just gotta skip the cutscenes, yeah.
Yeah.
It's funny. So how'd you guys meet? Tell me.
Yeah, I was gonna say that. So me and Cap met through my brother, and I think it was 08, 09 Cap, if I'm correct. I don't know. I can't think of the exact.
Well, I graduated in 2010,
Okay.
so I think I knew Mitch for at least 2 years.
Yeah.
So it's probably 08,
So we've known each other.
something like
We've
that.
known each other a while. But what's funny is that when I met Strat, I knew you guys were a match made. Like I called it too. I feel like I called it. I really do. But
He has been telling me since like the day we started like becoming friends and like getting to know each other. He's like, man, you'd fit in really well with my friend Cody. And I'm like, okay. And like I was like, whatever. And like I feel like you like had taken this break from streaming for a while, from what I understand. So like I didn't know anything about you, and I didn't have a way to like view you or anything. And but I swear, like I just randomly, like weekly, I'd say something and be like, man, I got to get you to meet him. And I'm like, I don't know who this guy is. And I remember we got to the point where he's like, I was like nervous when he was like, we're gonna play Dead by Daylight with Cap, and I'm like nervous, like I'm going on a first date or something. I'm like, man, like this is gonna be really disappointing if we play. And I'm like, all right, I'm gonna go to bed, and like I like leave the Discord or whatever, and you're just like, that guy's a fucking loser. Like,
What's funny for me is that he was doing the same stuff for me. He's like, dude, you gotta meet Justin that I work with and stuff like that. You two would just be, I don't know, 2 peas in a pod or whatever. And I'm sitting there thinking to myself, I was like, I bet he's telling this Justin guy the same shit all the time.
He literally was. I'd go to work and he'd be like, "Oh, what'd you do last night?" I'll play some Pokemon or whatever. He'd be like, "Man, you gotta meet Cap. What the heck?" And I'm like,
well, you guys, okay,
every single time I was like, "All right, introduce me." Every time.
This is what it would be like. Like you guys would talk about the same thing. I feel like on different days. Like Strat would be like, "Yeah, I'm thinking about getting rid of my guitar or whatever," and I'm like, okay, like who do I know that has a guitar? I freaking Cap, like, and then you talk about like, I don't know, like once in a while, like guns, like you guys have an kind of an interest, and then I'm like, okay, like who do I know? And then you would talk about Pokemon, and I'm like, okay, Cap likes Pokemon, like he used to play it like a fair amount, and then it would just like keep on stacking up. I'm like, all right, we need to play like a game, and what better game is Dead by Daylight was a good time. Like it was a good.
Oh
yeah,
that's always a good time.
Yeah,
I feel like
sure.
Get the group together. That's very fun.
So
that is one of the best like party games in my opinion.
Oh, yeah.
Like
for sure.
You're gonna group up.
Mm-hmm.
I agree.
You can't not communicate either. So it's not like you guys couldn't. I just feel like you get put in those situations in that game where it's like you laugh and then you guys both laugh and then everyone laughs and then, or we're all pissed or we're all like, we're all against one guy, so.
See, and it's good because like that's when I play games with my friends. That's what I want it to be like. Like we communicate about the game. We're like, oh, we got to get this generator. Oh, it's this killer, whatever. But then like you joke around and stuff in the middle of it. I don't like you watch like the professional COD players and like I got my controller here, so I'm gonna put it in. But they're like left, on me, left, kill, switch, ammo, dropping plates, and I'm like, that seems like so extreme. Like
up.
Oh yeah,
just kidding.
Up. Second floor, greenhouse, garage.
I would do that in Warzone though. Like me and Maze would be like, like it gets intense though. It does. Like Dead by Daylight's definitely like like relatively chill. Let's work together. Like there's no, I don't know.
Yeah.
It's a good game.
I feel like on games like that, one of them would be like, "Hey man, is your wife feeling better? She was sick," and like the whole group would just be like,
I've
like
got
to
say,
what are you talking about?
I've got to say, when Pheno and Maze would get into a party, like I don't know, they'd be doing like some intense call outs and stuff like that, and then like kind of out of nowhere, they'd be like, "Yeah, Cap, you're acting a little quiet tonight." I'm just like, I don't want to interrupt nothing.
Yeah.
I don't remember how long ago. It was a couple weeks ago. I feel like they hopped onto Blackout just like randomly. Yeah. And I was like, oh, they're streaming. So I think I don't remember. I was sitting at my desk. I don't remember. I was probably editing or something. But I clicked on his link and all I heard was Amazing Mac going, "What are you doing? Catch up. What the fuck are you doing?" And Phenom was like, well.
It gets pretty rowdy. Let's just say that.
I think I typed that in the chat. I was like, Jesus, like I just hopped in.
Yeah. Oh, that's fun.
I slowly started to understand their lingo.
Oh, right. Yeah.
Where's this little sister?
I think they do that too, and I'm like, I don't know what you guys are talking about.
I think that means they downed someone and they're waiting for him to try to revive him. I've deciphered that much.
It's like the old school, like when you hear people like waitresses at a 40s diner, and like someone's like, "Oh, I'll get a double cheeseburger with bacon and fries," and they'll be like, "We need a double bull cow wow wrap it in pork."
Yeah, literally.
Throw on a side of slicey dices, and the cook's like, "All right, number 3." Like,
It's so fun playing with Maze sometimes though, because like we kind of build off of each other because we play duos for. I don't even know. It's over 500 something games for sure, but it's like in the thousands I think. But it's just like you build off of each other, and then you get like if he gets mad, you get mad, and then sometimes you're fighting half of the time, and it's
everyone's mad.
Yeah, that's so fun.
That sounds fun though. I'm still laughing at that. That's really funny though. I didn't know he was telling you all that same stuff though that he was telling me.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Well, it would happen like you guys would both talk about something, and I'm like, we gotta get them together. Like this is getting scary. Like I'm starting to get scared. There was one thing where Kat posted or sent me something, and I don't know if it was a doc thing or what. He like tagged me in something, and then Strat sent me the same thing. And it might have been a Dr. Disrespect thing. I'm not sure. But I said one of them, like, one of them just literally tagged me in the same thing. Like, it was getting weird. It was getting bad. So
I feel like it was me. You literally texted me back and were like, Cap just tagged me in that. You guys got to get together.
like, come on. All right.
Phenom, do you think your new fan is watching right now?
I'm not sure. I wanna get into our streaming setups. I've been wanting to talk about this in the past couple of podcasts, but I want you guys to each tell your kind of side of like what got you into streaming. Was there a person that got you into streaming? Like what your setup kind of is? Like where did you start from? So I'll kind of like go first, but first of all, obviously Dr. Disrespect is like my idol basically. Like I know physically I don't represent what he stands for, but like as far as like motivation and stuff, he's definitely
You don't got a 32-inch vertical leap?
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. Like I mean, he's definitely a freak of nature, and like don't get it mistaken, but he
What? I'm sorry. I was gonna say I always thought that was a joke when they're like 6'8", 32. Like I always thought that was a joke. And then one time I saw him at like a convention or something. I don't know where he was, but he got out of his car and just stood up over his car, and I was like, "Oh, no, that's real."
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, just towering over people.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then he'd take a picture with the fans, and he's like putting his arm around the fans. The fans like up to his like rib cage, and I'm like, "Wow, that's a tall guy.
Yeah.
It's a tall man."
I definitely like just really quick like about Doc. Like I envy that. Like he embraced. Like what a great idea. Like he is freaking. I mean, he's a genius for thinking of that character. Like that's really cool.
Yeah, and he took it and he ran with it and he plays it well.
Yeah.
Like watching his stream, like I can't imagine like that when he ends his stream, he takes off the wig, takes off the headset, and he goes to his wife and it's just like, "Well, how you doing?" Like, but I know that's what happens. Like he's a real person separately from the doc, but like it's unbelievable to me.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, he nailed the persona.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
like so well
for sure.
And he definitely
and like yeah,
capitalized on being a map developer for COD as well.
Oh, absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
And like I feel like it's one of those things. Like there's probably so many like amazing like actors out there that could have exactly done what he did now. Like nowadays, like any of us could do that, but like at the time streaming was new, and it wasn't like, it was like he really took it and he saw the opportunity and he ran with it.
Yeah.
And now it's the thing, anyone that does that is just copying Doc,
Right?
Which is fine. Every art form has people inspired by and copying other people, but like,
yeah,
he was the trailblazer. Yeah,
he really was. it's going to be one of those things in like 20 years when streaming is like the number one form of consumable media, and like someone's going to write a book on like the history of streaming. Like they're going to have to like put a chapter about it.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
He definitely, like, I'm not saying he inspired me like fully, but he was like definitely. I think Maze definitely told me about him, and then I started watching him. I'm like, you know what? I want to start at least getting something out there and like just having fun with it. But it literally, my setup started off with like, I had that. I actually had the computer that Cap gave me, which is it's a GTX 780 graphics card in it, which nowadays is older, you know, but that was Cap's first gaming computer, right, Cap?
Yeah. At the time that I bought that, the 780 was top notch.
Yeah. So kind of definitely kept it, I'm going to say like in the family and stuff. And like, I kept it around, and even when I wasn't using it, I would just, put it away. So I ended up bringing it out, and then Maze gave me his computer. I bought it from him, and then that has I think it's a 960, or it has a 780. What did I say? Oh, this one, the gaming one, has a 960. So I'm using both computers now, to where I was using Cap's computer, literally just, like the Logitech webcam that you'd get from Best Buy, and then the one monitor, which I think we know how hard it is to stream with one monitor. Like, we've all done it. I feel like at some point, at least tested it out. Like, a majority of us have. But now it's like, I'm like comfortable with my setup. Like, I got a better mic, I got a ring light, I have a green screen. Like, it's so fun building off of and learning like streaming. It's so enjoyable to me. And then interacting with people, like, that's just like, that's the cherry on top, in my opinion, so it's really fun. Strat, where did you start at? What do we, I feel like
started here.
Oh.
I don't know. I've kind of wanted to do it for like a really long time, because I've always been told that I have one of those like personalities that's just like infectious and I can talk forever. My dad used to always say that my dream career should be a used car salesman or a tour director, which maybe isn't a compliment. I'm not really sure.
I could see a used car salesman. I could see it. I'd buy a car from you.
For all the people at work, or for all the people that don't know me personally at work, I do a lot of the stuff like $1 million, but you gotta like punch a baby whale or something, and I'm like, would you do it? Like I always do stuff like that. And someone told me one time, they're like, if you were a used car salesman, you'd like slap the top of the car and be like, $1 million, but you gotta buy this hunk of junk, and then they'd buy it. I'm like, probably. But growing up, I watched a lot of like Achievement Hunter. I don't know if you guys know who they are. Mm-hmm. It's like a group of guys. There's like 5 or 6 or 7 of them now, but they do a lot of stuff. They do podcasts, they do like live shows, but they did a lot of like Let's Plays. They did a lot of Minecraft videos, a lot of GTA videos. They still do that stuff. And it always just seemed like really fun, like to play with your buddies and just put it out there. Mm-hmm. So I wanted to do it, and I never did it. And then it was literally Phenom when I started working with him, and he was like, oh, I do it. And I started watching him, and it seemed like such a daunting thing. Like, you gotta learn all the settings, you gotta get all the equipment, and like he really was like you could do it. And finally one day I'm like, I'm just gonna do it. And I dropped way too much money and bought all the stuff. And now I do it, because I'm one of those people. Like, some people will be like, well, I'll just buy a bunch of cheap stuff and I'll slowly upgrade over time. I don't want to do that, because I like to just have my stuff and just be content with it. Mm-hmm. So I just drop way too much money on new hobbies.
Yeah.
And then thankfully I enjoy doing it. Like that was the hard part, because I'm like, all right, I'm going to buy this $1,200 laptop. And my wife is like, what if you don't like doing this? And I'm like,
I don't know.
And I'll sell the $1,200 laptop, I guess.
When you started getting into it, because anybody that wants to do it, like, I'm always like, do it, like, freaking just do it. But that's how I started off, was like kind of cheaper stuff, because I was like, took a different route than you, but what I can definitely envy from you freaking went for it. I mean, you've been doing it for like a little bit more than 4 months, right? I would say.
What month are we in? I've done it. I can show you this. My first video, because I keep a paper log of all of my uploads, just so you guys know.
Nice and organized.
My first, I do. My first upload was on January 25th of this year, because you can see it. Like I got it written down.
Yeah.
And then if I switch to February, like I got it. I got all of that's every upload that I've done.
Nice.
Yeah, all the way up to I got all of February, all of March, all of April, and I have May up to the 21st. And I write it down not when I edit it, but when I actually upload it, because I'll upload them like a week or two in advance and just schedule them. So I have all the way up to the 21st uploaded to YouTube right now.
Yeah, I gotta envy that though, Strat. That's good. That's really good.
I try and be consistent. My goal one day, and it's gonna sound cocky, but my goal one day is I really envy the people that can like give back with this, like the people that are lucky enough to play video games for a living. Like, while that will be a dream, I love, like, I watch a streamer named A-Drive who literally just does Pokemon every day, forever. Every time a new Pokemon game comes out, he'll do like a 24-hour stream, and all the money that comes to his channel during that time is a charity. Like, he'll pick a different charity, and it's like a lot of times he does the gaming for kids ones that donate Switches to that. My goal one day is to like do something like that and like auction this off.
Yeah.
Like when it's full at the end of 2021, when this is completely full, I'm going to save it. And that's my goal one day, is to be successful enough that this could be a charity item.
Yeah.
So,
that would be amazing.
Yeah, that would be cool.
That's my goal. So,
for sure.
But when I do it, you guys can jump in.
Yeah, for sure. Cap, you were streaming before I even considered it, really. But what made you kind of get into it, and like what do you like about it?
To be honest, there wasn't much that really got me into it. Like, there weren't any. I had literally never even been on Twitch or anything like that before. I didn't have any streamers I idolized or anything like that. It was just my friend Nicholson that I was talking about earlier, the one that was really good with speed running and stuff like that, and went up against some of the big dogs and the speed runs and beat some of them, and it was crazy. Sometimes it'd be over one little hit or something like that. Oh yeah, he got hit there and I didn't, so that's how I beat him. And I was like, oh my god, that's got to be ridiculous. But he was just like, yeah, just try a few streams or whatever, see how you like it. And I don't know, I've basically always got a top-notch PC on hand, and I also happen to have a second monitor and everything. He's like, it'd be nothing for you to set it up and just give it a shot. And I was like, I don't know. All right, I will. So I tried it, and I know you guys have seen Yoshi in my chat. He's been a viewer since literally one, because when I first fired up the stream, I had no idea what I was doing, and my stream was super laggy and super, I don't know, just the video was all out of whack. So I'm guessing it was basically unviewable, and he still stopped in and got me on the straight and narrow with it, and he's just been watching ever since. And I was like, damn, that's kind of cool. Since day one, I had someone that stuck with me, this whole time. And even after I took a 2-year break, Yoshi still stops into my streams. And I don't know, I think it's one thing is I'd live in a house by myself and stuff, and I'm just gaming it by myself every night. It's enjoyable to game it and have feedback or whatever, input from other people. And there were so many times that I was gaming it by myself and just something totally sick happened, and I thought to myself, man, I wish someone was watching that.
Right. Yeah. That's what it is for me. Like, as far as people, it's not even like always about the viewers for me. Like, because I set them to YouTube or whatever, and I always like going back, but it's definitely like really cool to have like someone in the chat laughing with you, like talking to you about even how their day is and stuff, like conversate. Like, it's a weird, I mean, we think about like how long we've been gaming it and stuff, and like it definitely is weird than playing by yourself, but it's just like, I don't know, it's a strange feeling that like everybody's involved and they know what you're playing because it's in the title, and like if they want to click on it, then they click on it, and like it's a great thing. Like, I'm glad I got into it for sure.
Something about your story, Cap, that sticks out to me is I thought Yosh was someone you knew.
No, he's just a random viewer one day on
That's
my
crazy.
very first stream.
Because literally, like, I feel like the first time we ever gamed together, you mentioned him, and then every time I've ever stopped into one of your streams, he's either like chatting, or I feel like there's been times where he's like, I can't watch tonight, but have a good one, or something like that. Like, I always see him there. I 100% assumed that was like your buddy or something that was just being really supportive.
No, he's
But
just a
that's
dedicated
awesome.
viewer.
Yeah, that's awesome. Though that it's like you got like a community going.
Yeah.
Like, I think that's awesome. I think that's super cool.
Which I kind of regret taking that 2-year break or whatever that I did, because it used to be, which Yoshi's always been the number one. That's why you'll see that he's the mod in my chat. He's the only mod I've got. And I don't know, I used to have all kinds of regulars and stuff like that, and I don't know. I took that 2-year break and I don't know, kind of let him down, but
Yeah. But you'll
get there though.
But you're back now though. Like I feel like you started it back up, and I feel like you're enjoying it and stuff. I feel like what the challenge was for me, and not everybody has a schedule, but it can be challenging to kind of stick to a schedule, and you got things going on in your life and stuff. But even like big streamers though, and obviously they got like a little bit of a crowd and stuff, but they take time off too, and I feel like I don't know if they necessarily lose anything from it, but I'm sure they lose a little bit of like steam and stuff, and I feel like they lose a little bit of stuff too when they take a break, but it's definitely, I feel like you'll get back into it though, for sure.
Yeah, I feel like that too. I feel like that's a good like point out. Like there's so many like advantages comparatively to streaming and posting videos. Like they both have their advantage. Like I feel like for myself, like my personality and joking around comes across better like in a live setting. Like I think my videos are funny, but I think like when I can interact with people, that's where I really like shine, I guess, a little bit. Which is the upside to streaming, but the upside of like YouTube, I feel like is if I ever want to take like a vacation and go to Disney for a week, I can still release videos on my schedule. Like I don't have to take a week off. Whereas streaming, you literally do have to take a week off if you want to, which you should. Like breaks are important. Like, if you got to a point where this is your job, like that is your job and you should take vacations, but like you do have to take that hit, and there always will be someone else playing Call of Duty to take your place.
Like when you're not on, there's always somebody, for sure.
Yeah, until you hit the level of like Doc, where people aren't like looking for a streamer and find Doc. People want to talk to Doc.
Right. Yeah.
I'm bringing it up. I'm going to call you out live just because I think it's really funny. But Cap just texted us and said he has to take a pee break.
Go ahead. You can go take a piss, Cap. That's fine.
Take a pee break.
All right. I'll be right back. We'll call them bio breaks.
There, you're doing a side quest.
Yeah, side. Actually, I like that. I like that.
Cap's taking a side quest. Strat, I do want to say, I feel like the one thing that I like about the podcast is that
it's so funny.
One thing that's nice about the podcast is that we're streaming, but it feels different. Like it feels like we can talk about debates, we can talk about anything we want. It doesn't, and you can do that in a stream, but you're also playing a game kind of by yourself ish, kind of. But like that's what I like about the podcast, So I'm just glad.
Yeah, I agree with that because like when I'm doing my Kingdom Hearts streams, like it's fun. And I'll chit chat, but the chat typically is talking about Kingdom Hearts, and I'll chit chat about that. But like, this can be like whatever. But I think that's another thing that comes up with like level, like not success, but like rise too. Like eventually, you get to the point where people are because like right now, if I'm playing Kingdom Hearts and someone finds me, it's because they're looking for Kingdom Hearts content. Right. But eventually, you get to the point where you have those dedicated viewers like Yosh for Cap, and like, they're not coming for the game; they're coming for you. Which I feel like that's when like you can really go wild with your chat, like we can here.
Yeah.
So,
I think part of the challenge too in streaming is like it's kind of a mix between like your personality and like what you play, So like for me, like I play a variety of games, and that kind of hurts me a little bit just because it's almost better. I feel like it's almost kind of better to be dedicated to one certain game, to go to one certain crowd that you're going after, or whatever they're interested in, and then but that's where it's like it's still enjoyable for me though. It's like I just like the fact of being able to do it. So, but I mean, there's people that still play Minecraft and that's all they play, and they have that crowd. Or like that guy that you said that plays Pokemon, he literally probably built himself off of one game, right? I would assume.
Yeah, I think I don't know this because I wasn't watching him at the time, but I feel like I've heard him say that at the beginning he started streaming Call of Duty, didn't find too much success in that, and then just decided one day he's like, you know what, I'll try some Pokemon. And because he's so into that game, he he says it's like his passion shined through, which I kind of do agree with. But he that's when he started to kind of get bigger, and now he's I don't even know how big he is now. I'm gonna try and find it. I feel like he just got like 800,000 on YouTube.
I mean, here's like another perfect example, and like an obvious one is like with Ninja with Fortnite. Like, I mean,
he's got 511,000 on Twitch.
Oh, okay.
511, almost 512.
Okay.
That's the thing. Like, I love Pokemon as much as the next guy, but like, would I want that to be my everyday life forever?
Yeah. Well, it's hard to find that. Like, it's hard to find. Do you think Pokemon would be your everyday though if you had to pick a game?
If I had to pick a game that would be my day job, it would probably be that. Yeah. But I would rather but there's variety streamers
right.
that do different stuff.
Right.
Like if I was like in a position where I could stream like 4 or 5 hours a day, maybe 6 or 7 hours, I would want to do like maybe Monday is Pokemon Day, Wednesday is Viewer's Choice, and Friday is whatever new game that's out that I want to play then.
Yeah.
I would want to do something like that.
They have I think you have to get a certain level on Twitch, but they have like people that watch YouTube videos. Like Maze watches somebody that just watches like scary stuff, like ghost stuff and like scary videos on a certain day. And I think you have to be a affiliate or something to be able to like stream YouTube or something. But I like people do that too, or you just said I think you said to me today that Jev reacts to people playing COD more than like.
Oh, well, he doesn't now. He's not reacting to videos now.
Oh, okay.
Like he's dropping into Warzone and just not hitting his parachute and just hitting the ground and dying, and then just whoever he pops in to spectate, like he commentates their videos, and it's really, really funny. Right. A couple times he spectated hackers.
Oh, really?
Did you guys watch Tim the Tatman at all?
I watch him from afar. Like I'll see TikToks and like I'm not like sub to him or anything, but
I literally wouldn't even recognize him.
Oh, okay. He's a pretty big streamer, and he got a guy banned live the other day.
Sure.
He I guess he's one of the streamers, like he's big enough that he has like an editor guy that's like doing his stuff, like intros and stuff for him on the side. And I guess he has a contact at Activision or something. And he plays with a couple other big streamers, but they were spectating a guy that was hacking, and they were like feeding Activision or Raven or whoever does the banning, like while spectating, they were feeding them his Activision code, and they watched him get banned live.
Damn.
Like he was like the guy was playing, like running around shooting, and then he didn't get killed. He was like walking, and all of a sudden just gone. His whole team just gone. Like they hardware banned all of them. Like it's actually, I really want to get into TikTok for my channel, like just for like, because it's so big and like I feel like it's a good way to get your name out. Sure. I want to do a duet to the TikTok where he was like, you ever see the TikToks where it's like my girl, he's probably watching some girl on TikTok, but then the guy's watching some like nerdy shit. I want to do one of those, but it's me watching him get a guy banned live and going like. So
how cool would it be to just be like a big time streamer and just you see someone hacking and be like, Activision, get his ass out of here.
That's literally what happened. He was like, because his editor dude's name is, I think, is Whips. He calls him Whips. I'm assuming that's not his name, but he's like Whips, get Activision, and Whips was like, Activision needs his like ID number, and the one guy was like, my chat's tweeting me his ID number. I don't know how they found it, but he's like, it's ID 22 something, and he's like, all right, Whip, send it. He's like, all right, Whip sent it, and they're all like watching, and it just disappeared, and they're like, we did it, and I was like, that is the coolest moment ever captured live. So
that is crazy. Cap, when you're on your side quest, me and Strat were talking about what game what game would you, if you had to pick one game, because we were talking about streamers and how they built themselves off of one game, like what game would you pick to be able to build yourself off of and be dedicated to that game every single day?
Ooh. Well, my first thought is Resident Evil 4, but seeing how I've already beat it 150 times, like, yeah, I don't know about that. Probably Monster Hunter. I want to say my Monster Hunter first playthrough, all the way to the end of the DLC, was like 230 hours or something like that in one playthrough. So,
Jesus.
Wow.
Yeah, I could definitely restart fresh, and that'd be almost 500 hours. Like,
right.
Monster Hunter World was so good.
I love it.
Yeah,
that was another one of those games I played a lot, but I feel like that's one of those games that I enjoy more when I'm chit-chatting with people and stuff. So I found it hard to keep myself motivated to play it by myself.
Yeah.
Everyone kept saying, Cap, you'd probably like Monster Hunter. It's not like Dark Souls. Like, it's really difficult. You're dying all the time and stuff like that. I never really got that vibe. I don't know. Once you get used to, I mean, I definitely ran into some struggles and stuff. Mainly because the animations are a little rough to get used to. They're, a lot of them take a long time. There's a lot of like stun locks and stuff like that. Once you learn how to avoid them and learn how long your animations are going to be, it didn't seem too bad.
Yeah, I agree. Like it's one of those ones you really gotta get the hang of it, and like you can feel yourself progressing. Because I know in Monster Hunter World, when I first saw an Agenath, it like wiped me in like one hit, and then like I got to the point where I could actually beat one, and I'm like that feels good. And the Agenath isn't even like the top of the food chain in the woods or anything, but that's the kind of grinding that I like in a game, though. Like I know if I'm in Monster Hunter and I want the Agenath armor, I can go kill an Agenath time and time again, and eventually I will get the stuff that I need. But like, like I've been playing Outriders a lot, and I want legendary weapons, and it's just, there's no way to farm. Like you can go after quests that give you legendary weapons, but you get the same one 10 times before you get the one you want.
Oh, and like too much RNG.
Yeah, that's too much. Like, yeah, the Agenath, there's the RNG of if you'll get the rarest part, but like you will get it. Kind of like shiny hunting a Pokemon. It may take 1,000, 2,000, 3,000 encounters, but you will get that specific Pokemon eventually.
One thing I really liked about the grinding in Monster Hunter was that, the boss fights typically are, if you're on, I don't know, master rank or whatever, are like half an hour to 40 minutes or something. It definitely does not feel that long.
Yeah, they take a while. I know the one time I fought the first boss that really gave me trouble was that I can't even think of the name, but it's like the electric thing. I remember it was like they gave you like 40 minutes for the hunt, and I'm like, it's not gonna take 40 minutes. And
the Tobi-Kadachi.
That's it, Tobi-Kadachi. Yeah, and it did darn near take 40 minutes.
The one that really got me was one of the first ones in the DLC was the Barioth. Not to be confused with the Baroth.
Mm-mm.
The Barioth.
Yeah. Those things are big. All the armor looks so cool.
Oh yeah, that's another thing
I watched Cat play it. I never played it, but I think stuff looks really good. When did Monster Hunter come out? How old is that now?
2016 maybe.
That sounds about right to me.
Yeah, it looks really good from afar. Like it looks like the movement and the fighting, and it looks like you're freaking in the thick of it like most of the time. Like it looks really good.
I was just so psyched for that game because it's, I don't know, it had been so long since I played a Monster Hunter game, and it seemed like almost every Monster Hunter game they came out with was like for Wii or some like portable or something. I was just like, oh my god, when are they gonna have one for PC? And they finally did it. I jumped right on that.
Yeah, and the jump from the last Monster Hunter game to Monster Hunter World was insane. Like visually.
Yeah. Cap, you kind of mentioned something there that, because you're a PC player, I feel like more than me and Strat, but a couple podcasts ago, or last podcast, I talked about Because you said Monster Hunter came out later. Do you ever feel like PC players get? Because I used Red Dead Redemption as an example. Like, do you ever feel like PC players get kind of like not pushed to the side necessarily, but like
The Shaft.
like kind of the shaft, kind of like delayed almost because like with Red Dead, like you were waiting for it forever, and then they finally came out with Red Dead 2. Like, do you ever feel like it's just like draining and like annoying to have to wait sometimes, or does it really not bother you?
I do feel like you, it does bother me, but I understand why. I mean, when it comes to PC games, there's a lot more stuff they have to do to prevent modders and stuff like that, and there's so many more different graphics options that they probably have to go through, and probably more optimization things to cater to all those extra options and stuff like that. And I don't know, it just
Yeah.
It kind of sucks, but I see why they do it. And also they have to. I feel like a game like Red Dead, most people are going to play on console, and they kind of have to cater to the platform that they're going to make the most money off
Right.
I love how some companies like maybe they don't like modders, but they're kind of like whatever. Like GTA, like maybe they don't like modders, but there's so many they just kind of like they roll with it. But then some companies like Nintendo, like if you're a YouTuber and you play like modded copies of games, like they'll like come after you.
Oh, really?
Yeah, like I watched
like
this one
legally?
guy, not necessarily legally, but they'll like cut all contact with you. Like I watched this one guy, he's got like 1 point something million subscribers. I'll find it. And he did a thing where he played a modded copy of the last Legend of Zelda game. And it was really funny. It was like you're like Link, and there's like Thomas the Tank Engine running at you. He's got 1.24 million subs, and he was part of like whatever like partnership program they had with like content creators, and like they would like send him game codes and like Christmas gifts, and he had like a contact at Nintendo, and he posted a video of him playing that, and then like 2 or 3 weeks later, he got an email that was basically like, "Hey, you're out." And they refused to tell him why. They wouldn't tell him why. He made multiple videos, and he was like, okay, like, what rule did I break? And he was like, these are our rules, and it was a list of rules. And he's like, I literally didn't break any of those. And, like, they refused to tell him the reason. They just said, you're out. And he thinks that that's why. Because it's like, they were good. They were good up until that moment.
Damn.
He posted that video, and then he's out.
Wow.
So, yeah, Nintendo does not fuck with modders.
Phenom and I always talk about this when we're talking about modders, and I don't know. It's just funny how amazing they nailed it was the RuneScape developers.
Yeah.
There was one point on RuneScape where botting just hit like an all-time high. Like every tree that wasn't a normal tree, since just even the slightest amount of rarity, had like 8 bots around it, and as soon as it spawned, bam, they'd all cut it down. And it was insane. You couldn't go anywhere without seeing bots. And then they actually hired the guy that was putting out the software for these bots, and they were like, hey, how do we kill your bots,
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he told them, and they released a date for it. They called it Bot Nuke Day, and I was just like, yeah, well, we'll see how that turns out. And they did it. They killed every last bot. Like, it was nuts. They nailed it. Perfect.
They did, and like, I feel like more companies, gaming is $1 trillion industry. Like they could do that.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. I think I feel like it was last podcast I referenced that RuneScape.
I think you did. Yeah.
I wish they would do that with COD. I wish they would do that with, like you mentioned, GTA. Like, I know it's an older game for GTA. I'm just so tired of modding. Like, it's just terrible.
See, you gotta distinct it though. There's good modders and there's bad modders. Like the modders that men's in Skyrim,
right.
Shrek flying around. Like I don't care about them.
Right.
Oh yeah. But the one thing about that is that Bethesda embraces the modders. They literally released the creation kit and everything. I've used the creation kit. I've made my own mods and stuff, both for Fallout 3 and Oblivion. I never tried it on Skyrim, but
yeah, I just.
Have they announced Fallout 5 yet? It's just speaking of. Is that a thing that's gonna come out?
I feel like that. I don't know, Cap. I don't know.
Well, everybody's so hell bent on Elder Scrolls 6 right now. They'd probably meet a lot of negative feedback if they started talking about Fallout 5 already.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair.
We've waited 10 years for Elder Scrolls 6.
I will probably play Elder Scrolls 6, but there's no way it lives up to the hype, right? Like, there's no way.
Well, they released the trailer, which I don't know.
Showed nothing.
Exactly. What happened was they released, I don't know, I want to say like Fallout 76, and I don't know, kind of got butchered for it. Everybody hated it. So they tried to redeem themselves by saying something about Elder Scrolls 6. And they were like, all right, just give them whatever we got about Elder Scrolls 6. The whole trailer was just like panning across some mountains.
It's 37 seconds.
I feel like
I've watched it before. I'm gonna watch it again.
I feel like the guy in the office just hit the emergency button like when it failed, and they're just like, "All right, send the video."
They're like, guys, what do we have about Elder Scrolls 6? Like, what do we have? And like the intern was like, I got a picture of a mountain. He's like, roll it,
send it right now.
It was so ridiculous, just panning over a bunch of mountains or whatever, and at the very end, a bunch of text. The Elder Scrolls 6, and then the crowd was wild. Like, I'm like, over what?
Yeah.
I just watched Foggy Mountains. The fog cleared. There's a structure. Elder Scrolls 6.
And that's it.
And it's over. Like, that's literally... It's literally nothing. Like, you could have released a screenshot and it would have had the same amount of information. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I agree with what you're saying, though. I think that's why they did it. I think that Pokemon did the same thing this year. Because, so they're releasing, like, the Gen 4 remakes at the end of this year. But they remade it, but they didn't remake it, like, full, like, new modern. Like, they made it more updated. And I think they knew that people were not going to be hyped about it, so they had to release that Pokemon Legends trailer for that game that's coming out next year. And I think they did that because they knew that if this Gen 4 was announced by itself, people would be kind of disappointed. But that Legends trailer was so good, they were like, all right, this game is going to be kind of lame, but we're going to play it anyway. But look at that game. Like, I think it's the same
thing. It's the same thing with COD. Like, on my end, I feel like it's not... I feel like they know that a certain game isn't going to get as much feedback, I feel like, so they're like, they have stuff in the back pocket, like MW2 Remastered, and like, they have stuff in the past that was really good, and then they're going to bring it back. It's just what they do. Like, I already can see it.
Well, like, they released that new pistol into Warzone, the Psychov or whatever, like, a month ago, so they have stuff that they can put out. Like, they're just biding their time.
Right. Yeah.
You guys want to talk about our setups? If you don't want to do that.
Yeah, I kind of mentioned it, but my setup, like, I was talking about the 960 and the stuff that they're the computer that Cap gave me a long time ago. I don't really know what else to say about it, but I definitely started small, and I feel like it's a lot better with the two monitors and stuff. But I'm a very, like, conservative. My setup's very conservative. Like, the computer that Cap gave me is, like, relatively... I would say it's an old computer, you know, but, like, it's good for a streaming computer. And then I have my capture card for... Like, I got the new Xbox One or whatever. And, like, it's kind of, like, making me go farther with my streaming. Like, it's, like... I got the next-gen console, so now, like, I feel like I can stream... you know, the most recent games that come out, and I don't know. I feel like my setup's very, like, conservative as far as it's not, like, the newest stuff, but it's working, you know? So that's what I enjoy about my setup. But I don't know, like, I know for Strat, like, you got, like, a desk and stuff, and you're, like, comfortable now, so that's good. Like, I'm glad you did that, but I got a pretty good, like, my desk is pretty good set up, and I'm doing, like, 2 keyboards, so that's kind of weird. 2 mouses, which that's kind of weird. Like, I don't know. I definitely had to adapt, but I'm really enjoying it, for sure.
And we have the same mic.
We do have the same mic. I feel like for a little bit there, we were feeding off of each other for a little bit. Just kind of like, I feel like with my mic, I had it was like a cheap, I don't know. I got it at Walmart and it was really cheap at the time. And then I seen you get the it's called the Blue Yeti, right? Yeah. I seen
The Blue is the brand, I think.
Okay, yeah.
I think it's just the Yeti. Yeah.
Yeah, I seen you get that. I'm like, well, I do need a new mic because I hate the high pitches that I was getting. Like, I feel like that comes with streaming. Like, you kind of notice stuff that it's like, I don't know, kind of weird. So then you got it, and then I ended up getting it. So we definitely, I feel like we built off of each other. With Cap, Cap inspired me to use the green screen, like get a green screen, which for a little bit there, I think when you took that 2 years off, Cap, you offered me your green screen. I'm like, wasn't ready yet, wasn't ready. And then, eventually I got a green screen. I love the green screen. I've been messing around with it. I don't have too much time to mess with it, but it's fun to use, So I'm enjoying my setup so far. I'm going to keep on building it too, but
I want a green screen.
Yeah.
They have one that's like storable. Like it's kind of like the projectors, like how your has like the thing that you hang and you pull it down. They have one like that, but it sits on the ground. And it's got like a hydraulic in the back that you pull it up and it supports itself.
Oh.
So I can literally pop it up behind me, and then when I'm done, I can just pop it down and like lean it up against the wall. I don't mind it for my videos, but when I'm streaming all of this space around me, I want to get rid of that, but I also don't want my camera to be like this. So
like up close.
Yeah. I like my distance camera, but I want all this. Just when I'm streaming, like
I went to Cap's house one time and he was like, "Oh, you want to see my green screen or whatever?" And he comes out of his door and he has this little tiny like bag, like a little pouch, and he like pulls out his green screen and throws it in his yard. It just like it's like a collapsible one or whatever, and it just like blew up into a big like green screen.
Like
I'm
the tents that like support themselves and you just mush up.
Exactly.
That's awesome.
That's how I explain it to people. It's like a collapsible tent or whatever. Like
could I get like lean that on a chair behind me or something? Like where'd you get this?
I hang it from a hook on my ceiling right behind my tape or right behind my chair.
Gotcha. I watch a streamer that just painted his wall green.
Oh no!
Like the way,
Does it work though?
The way he has his.
Yeah. Oh, really?
Yeah. I would never have guessed until he said it. Because he's in the achievement hunter that I was saying. So like, there's videos where the wall is just green behind him and you can see it, but then when he's streaming, like, works really good.
That's funny. My first green screen, I literally just went to Walmart and bought some green fabric, put it behind my chair. It was just like that, easy peasy.
That's what I'm wondering. Can I just get like a green sheet? Because it doesn't have to be that exact green, right? It just has to be a color that you can select to get rid of.
Yeah, and you can adjust your webcam video a little bit as long as you get a color close enough. You suggest the saturation a little bit, contrast, whatever, and it'll filter it out.
Yeah.
Sure.
The main thing that helped me though was getting this white light behind my monitor. That was the main thing that helped more than anything.
Yeah, I feel like the green screen is almost not even like half the problem. I feel like when you get a green screen, it's the lighting that is dispersed evenly. That's what I feel like is the hardest to get down.
Yeah. That's like kind of what's stopping me a little bit because I have one light up here, but that has a shadow over here in my face. I want another one. Like it's a nice light. Like I have the Elgato key light, so it's literally like I can control it from my computer. Like I literally can just hit a button and it's off.
Right.
Hit a button on my computer. I can like change like the tone of it from my computer. I can change the brightness and stuff.
Yeah.
I want another one for the other side of my desk though. That's like the one thing that's stopping me from getting a green screen is the even lighting. Because the lighting in my apartment is bad. So.
Yeah. Cap, what do you like about your setup most?
Well, first, I'm gonna start off by saying I've got a pretty modest setup. I feel like, I just use a webcam and a headset, which I don't know. I was talking with Russian, who you guys have probably seen in my chat before or whatever. He's I think I kind of shouted him out the other day as the IT guy and definitely knows a lot about graphic design and stuff like that, and a lot about computer software and everything. I was telling him, God, I just hate the sound of my voice so much in my streams, and I don't know, I thought it was my voice, to be honest. Like, I was like, God, do I really sound like that? And he's like, no. He sent me 2 different video clips. He was like, it's because you're using a headset mic. He's like, your voice ain't that bad. It's just a headset mic. And he sent me 2 different video clips, and one with his headset, and one with a real mic like you guys got. I was like, damn, that is way more of a difference than like I anticipated. So that's my next step, is to get that a mic like you guys got, a real mic. But
you should look at the Elgato Wave 3.
I'll definitely take a look at that. If you could send me a link or something, that'd be cool. After the podcast.
Yeah, I'll send you a link in a couple videos, because it's got some software that like you can set the volumes for what goes in your headset and what goes to your stream separately.
Dang, nice.
So like if you're playing Warzone, you can make your stream hear your party really loud, but you can make your party really quiet for you to hear footsteps and stuff. So
okay.
And then you can you can link them, so like if your stream hears it 20% louder than you do, but you change your volume, it will keep your stream 20% louder.
Dang. So, okay.
Yeah. I'll send you the link. It's cool shit.
Nice. I don't do a dual PC setup. I kind of just have, I don't know, I've always got like the top end PC basically. Like I only keep a PC basically like 2 or 3 years, and then I'll buy the next top end one or whatever, which I don't know. I do a lot of PC work for my friends and stuff like that, but I don't know. I'll keep I mean, even though I build PCs, I just basically buy one pre-made. I don't know. I don't want to goof around with all that. I've got an RTX 2080 Ti, an EVGA for the Win 3 Ultra, and then I've got i9 9900K. I'm able to run my games at 4K resolution and then still stream them at 50 frames per second. I can't remember if it's 720p or 1080, but I don't know. I get a decent output out of only one PC. I do run a dual monitor setup on both off the same GPU, but my second monitor isn't 4K. Obviously, it would probably demand too much.
Yeah. Yeah, that's good. One thing I can say about Cap is like every time he gets rid of one of his like PCs, he will ask like somebody in his circle if he wants it, if we would want it or something, rather than just like going to sell it or whatever. Like I like that, because his PCs are like, the one that you have now is like a reddish. It's the red one with, it's black and red basically is like your theme, right?
It's, well, the RGB lighting is, you can set it to whatever you want it to be. Right. But the case is black, and I always choose red lighting. Yeah. I like the black and red.
Yeah, it looks really nice.
That would be cool.
For sure.
I don't know. I'll tell people about my PC setup, and they'll be like, "Oh, wow." I mean, my last PC. They're like, "Oh, wow, you spent $2,000 on a PC or whatever." Well, I spent $2,000 on a PC, and then used it for 3 years, and then sold it for, I don't know, 500 or 600 or whatever. So a high-end PC for 3 years, and you still get, I don't know, 500 or 600 back. That ain't too bad.
Right.
Yeah. Well, kind of I try and justify my purchases to my wife. Like, I don't know if it works or not, but like, this is like my only hobby. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not out. Like, I'm not a big drinker, so I'm not out drinking at the bar. I don't smoke. I don't have a lot of like habits that like require a lot of funding. So like, when I buy a game, I'm like, I'm like, all right, if someone goes out to the bar 3 times a week and spends $30-$40, like, and if I buy a game once a month, I'm coming out ahead.
Yeah.
So.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Like, I feel like it's kind of like a similar concept. Like if it's like your big hobby and you use it to stream, like, you obviously get your use out of it. So like.
Yeah.
Like this PC, I don't know. I kind of went a bit bigger than my last one. It was 3,200 for this one, but shit, I've got a truck I'm about to pay off. I've had it a year and a half, and I don't know, I'm going to pay it off in the next couple months. It's a 7-year loan. I'm beating the loan by 5.5 years. Yeah. Like,
there you go.
That's really good.
Yeah, so you deserve a PC.
Yeah, and I feel like you get your use out of it for sure. Like, it's just, it's nice to have for sure. And that's what I like about the setup too, is that like, you get something. I feel like for all of us, if we get something, like, we don't get it just to get it. Like, we're gonna use it, So I feel like we do our homework, and just like most streamers or gamers or whatever, we do our homework and we just try to I mean, I will say there's been games that I bought that I didn't barely touch, so like that definitely has happened. But like, I feel like majority of the time we're definitely like dedicated, like to our craft, and like, I feel like we're having fun with it.
Yeah.
It's really nice.
There was definitely a time like in high school where like I was buying like every new game that came out, and I'm a lot more like conservative about it. I feel
I
have better judgment.
I feel like I've gotten conservative like just like a couple years ago, maybe a little bit less than that, but like now I'm kind of like I gotta stick to something that I will play like constantly. But that's why I like those back pocket games like Dead by Daylight and GTA, and I'll even say COD too. But like I know I'm gonna
like
play
they'll
them.
always be there.
Yeah, they're always gonna be there.
Yeah.
They're getting updated. Like it's great. It's really good.
I've got to confess, there are a few games in my my Steam library that I haven't played that I paid for, but the main ones that stick out to me are I don't know. It was a crazy Steam summer sale or whatever, and I bought like 3 Wolfenstein games for like $20 or something like that. And I still haven't played them, but you know they're gonna be in my Steam library forever, basically, and I'll play them someday.
Right.
Yeah. That's always a good thing. Like you can always like do like a throwback Thursday on your stream or something and go back and play old games.
Right.
Yeah.
Something about your setup story that reminded me of Phenom is like you were saying you didn't like your voice, so like you want to like fix that. Phenom did the exact same thing. I feel like he was like I feel like my camera looks good, but he's like I hate my voice. Where I was the opposite. Like I don't really like my voice on recordings, but it's just my voice on recordings. I'm always concerned with my camera quality. Like I'm always trying to push to have like my face cam and like my gameplay look better.
Mm-hmm.
So like I think it's kind of like a funny.
Yeah.
Like
we were chasing.
How we're concerned about different things.
Yeah, we were chasing 2 different things, and we both felt like, in our own respective opinions, like we both felt like, dude, you're fine. Like it looks fine, and we're both like freaking out.
There was a point where I was sending Phenom videos. I'm like, and I had like 2 test videos that I put on YouTube and sent them to private, and I had them in different tabs. I'm like, this tab, this tab, this tab, this tab, and I'm like, do you see the difference? And even my wife was like, no. And I'm like, there is a difference. Like this one clearly looks better. Right. And she's like they both look good. And Phenom's like the same thing. He's like, those literally both look fantastic. And I'm like, they're not good enough.
Would be like if I like would laugh in my stream or something, like I kind of have like a high pitched laugh or whatever. I'm like showing Strat. I'm like, see, like you can hear it in your ear. Like it's annoying. Like
yeah. And I literally was like, that's what you sound like in real life, so it's fine.
I'm like, oh
no.
I guess so, yeah.
Yeah.
Ouch.
Yeah.
But it's good though. Like it's pushed me to. I've learned a lot about YouTube compression and what I can do. Because there was a time where I bought this camera and I spent way too much money on this camera, and I was still not happy. I'm like, the camera still looks like shit. I spent $600 on this thing, and then apparently YouTube they have a compression of their own that they add to all videos, but up to 1080, it's one compression, and then once you hit 1440, it's a different compression, I guess. So like when I was doing 1080 by 60, I still wasn't happy, but it wasn't what I was outputting. It was just YouTube compressing it. And once I started pushing out 1440 by 60, now I'm like, yes, that's what I'm looking for. Mm-hmm. Even with my stream, like when I bring up like this right now, like, I mean, it's live, so it's not perfect, but it's like, that's closer to what I'm looking for. That makes me happy. Yeah. So y'all got cool PCs. I'm on a laptop.
Yeah, you went with a laptop. You like it though, right? Like you like to be mobile and stuff.
I do. Just in the apartment. Yeah, I like to be. I like to be able to go.
They're making laptops.
If I had
crazy. They make laptops like they're pretty. There's some good laptops out there for sure.
To be honest, you could have fooled me.
Yeah,
I wouldn't have been able to guess. Yeah. So.
Well, I bought the ROG Zephyrus G14. It's like a gaming laptop. It's got a 2060 in it, so it pushes out.
Republic of Gamers is pretty good.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I have one of their monitors too, and I'm pretty happy with it. But that's like if I had like a house and I had a dedicated space, I'd probably do a PC. But like where I'm at now, like because for the first couple of videos, which is kind of why I'm really happy that I have a desk. I would literally have to like set up my laptop, get my mic out, get my camera. I have a ring light stand. I have put it there to my webcam. I'd have to run my capture card like over to my TV. and then I'd have it all set up, and I could record my videos. But because I was doing it on my coffee table, I'd have to tear it all down. So that was like, I was like, I need a desk where I can have everything set up. If I want to record, I open my laptop and I can go. So it's nice. So that's probably the biggest thing for me, like giving me more confidence and drive to do videos was my desk.
Yeah.
One thing I've got to add real quick while we're so in deep about our setups and stuff like that. I mean, there have been people that I've seen on Twitch with like almost 1,000 viewers, and they will have, no green screen, no whatever, which it's, and an unmade bed in the background with almost 1,000 viewers.
Oh yeah, I absolutely know that having all this, like having the expensive stuff, is not helping at all. It's literally just a me thing.
Or no, it's all theoretical. In theory, it will help you get viewers and everything like that, which it definitely does help you get viewers. But the critical thing is the content.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. Like if you have good content, people will come. But like you could have the nicest setup in the world, but if you're dry and not funny at all, like people aren't going to stay.
I mean, there's people that literally do like food eating videos, and nothing against that, but they're like funny and they have,
and like that's their whole ass thing
for sure. So,
well, this is good. Setups was fun. I think it's time to get into the debate.
Let's do this debate thing. Well, you're kind of keeping it sheltered a little bit. Let's see what's going on. Let's see what's going on. It's my favorite part.
So I saw this meme today, and you guys might have seen the meme. Well, Phenom has seen the meme. Cap, you might have seen it. It's like a sliding scale, and the title is "Food Mascots and Whether or Not I'd Be Able to Kick Their Ass." So on this side of the scale, it's they would definitely kick my ass, and on this side, it's I could definitely kick their ass, and it's like a bunch of different like fast food or snack icons, and I'm gonna read these off, and I want you guys to tell me if you think you could kick their ass or not. So, and if you think the other one's lying, you got to call them out.
Yeah, for sure.
So first one, the Jolly Green Giant.
He's beating my ass for sure.
Easy. I'm getting pummeled.
Wait, can you do me a favor, Strat? Can you look up his height? Do you think he has a height or no? Do you think that's dumb? It's
like a cannon.
Yeah,
height?
like I want to. Is he 6'8", like 37-inch vertical leap? Like what is going on?
Oh no, I've seen him in the pictures.
Dude, he's shredded
like
too. Like he's beating my ass.
55.5 feet.
Oh, he is literally stomping.
Not Godzilla, but yeah.
I think you guys are both telling the truth. I appreciate that. What's his name? Tony the Tiger.
I mean, he probably beat my ass.
He's a tiger.
He is a tiger, but he doesn't seem like a mean tiger. Like I almost feel like he wouldn't fight back though. At the same time, like he seems too nice.
Oh no, he's built. If you were to fuck with his frosted flakes, he'd beat your ass.
I mean, he skipped leg day, but the rest of him is built.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Okay. I don't know who that one is. Oh, the Trix Rabbit.
I'm beating his ass. For sure.
Oh, I'll put his ass in a headlock, fucking pop his head off. It wouldn't even be funny.
Chester Cheeto.
Oh, I bet he's fast.
Yeah. He's
Chester Cheeto.
I'll take him.
Yeah, I don't really care.
Yeah. He's too scrawny. Ring him out.
Yeah.
Okay, here's a good one. The Kool-Aid Man.
You beat me.
I don't know. I feel like I'd shatter his fucking body though if I kicked him or something.
Oh, dude. Fucker breaks through brick walls.
Yeah, shattering his glass.
Oh yeah.
I forgot about that.
He broke through a brick wall. He's not breaking through these fists though.
Maybe if you tip him over and he all spills out.
Oh, is it like a turtle? Can he get up?
I don't know. I think.
I don't know. Like best bet would be to drop kick him and hope he spills out and dies.
Hope he spills out and dies. Oh, Ronald McDonald.
I feel like I'd beat his ass.
I've seen some crazy videos on him, some YouTube videos, but I don't know. We'll see.
Amendment. Ronald McDonald with all of his buddies. Like Grimace and the Hamburglar.
Oh no, dude, I ain't gonna fuck with
Yeah, dude, I
Grimace.
feel like I'd get my ass kicked at that point.
What is Grimace even?
I don't even know.
Also, the name gives no hints. Where did they come up with
No,
that?
no, like the Hamburglar, you know his deal, you know? you
Yeah,
got
exactly.
nothing on Grimace. The Burger King.
I feel like he just seems like an average guy to me with a hat, like a hat on, like a mask. So I don't know. I feel like
Oh, dude, he was raised up in fucking loyalty. He ain't never been in a fight before.
beat his ass.
All right, I should have been keeping track of this on screen or something. Captain Crunch.
I feel like I'm beating his. Doesn't he have one
Dude.
leg? Like I feel like I'm beating his ass.
Captain Crunch.
Yeah, doesn't he have a peg
Does
leg?
he? Does he have a peg leg? I'm gonna look.
I think he's like 4 foot tall.
By the way, Furious Poon said Grimace McNugget. I guess that's where his name comes from.
Grimace is a McNugget. He's purple.
I know,
He's a purple McNugget.
but I guess that's his full name. I never knew that.
Okay.
Thanks.
I didn't know that either.
Furious. I appreciate
Yeah,
that.
me neither. Did you know that? Just a real quick fact that I've learned in my 4 years of working at Burger King, that the Burger King used to be known as Kurger Bing.
Really?
It was reversed.
Oh.
Yes.
What?
Why?
Why?
Punch it up. It's true.
I mean, I believe you. I'm bringing it up.
I'm.
According to this, he doesn't have a peg leg, but he is pretty short.
Captain Crunch guy? I'm beating his ass.
He has an armada.
What is that?
Oh my God, he's right. They tweeted it in 2012. Kurger Bing, one of the first to take the throne in the 1970s. Burger King's official account tweeted that.
Oh, shit. I mean, we're beating his ass.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Okay. I mean, I'll give you guys that one. I will. The red M&M specifically, the red one, the shorter one.
Oh, dude, I'm gonna body slam him, splatter that chocolate all over.
I feel like since he always gets like eaten and stuff, and like I feel like he'd be an easy fight.
Okay. The yellow M&M, the taller one.
Oh, he does have a peanut in the middle. He'd be a little bit more solid.
A little more challenging. I feel like we could still beat his ass.
Got a better core.
Furious said.
I think.
Did you?
Sorry,
Furious said, did you? Did y'all not watch the McDonald's movies? I haven't.
I did.
Oh,
I
did
watch those a lot as a kid.
Oh yeah, I watched them too.
I don't think I did.
Mm-hmm. My grandma had like all of them.
I actually watched them like religiously. It was
really?
bad.
There was like a haunted house one. There was one where they went to like an amusement park. Like,
what about the Grimace Island one? I loved that.
Yes, Grimace Island. Yes.
I don't
I
even
watched
know
all
this
those.
was a thing, so I have no idea.
I want to do a stream where I watch those.
I feel like a better question would be the red and yellow M&M both at the same time.
Oh, they're winning. Absolutely.
You think so?
The red one will fake you out, and the yellow one will body slam you.
I feel like they would choke me to death. I don't know.
We should do that for a podcast. I don't think that we can like show a movie, but we should all do a thing where we like all pick a movie and we hit start at the same time, and like the podcast can't hear it, but we spectate it the whole time.
Yeah,
that'd be funny. Okay, this one's gonna take a little bit of thought. Chef Boyardee.
Are we able to get a height on him? Do you think?
Let me look it up.
Because if I'm thinking of the right logo, he's bigger, right? I think he's bigger.
I think he's just an average sized man.
What's he hiding under the hat? That's what I want to know.
Probably an AK.
Just fucking.
He's probably the Godfather. Okay, so Chef Boyardee, his name was Hector Boyardee, was an Italian chef. He died in 1985. I don't see anything about a height.
You said Italian chef? I think I'm getting my ass kicked. I feel it.
They grew enough tomato to 20,000 tons of tomatoes during peak season.
I feel like Cap could take him though, honestly.
I was just gonna say I feel like he's just like an average dude, and I'm a little bit more like athletic than an average guy. So I'm not 100% giving myself the win, but I think I'd have the advantage.
I think you would.
You put some thought into it, so I respect that. Colonel Sanders.
Oh, he was older.
Yeah, if he's in the state that he's always been in, yeah. Like I can't imagine a young Colonel Sanders like I don't
know. The Lucky Charms guy.
Oh, I'm beating his ass for sure. He can't do his Houdini shit.
That depends on.
He has magic though.
I was just gonna say, does he have his magic or not? Otherwise, he's getting fucking stomped.
They have all known abilities. He can surf on marshmallows.
Yeah, I don't.
Well, he's also surfing on a marshmallow, so he's really small.
If I can turn my ass into a little blue moon marshmallow, I'm gonna be done.
Maybe I won't beat his ass if he has his powers. Like, I don't know.
The hamburger helper mitt.
Oh, I'm beating his ass for sure.
All right, hold on. If he can move around like or Cousin It or whatever from the Addams Family, I'm leaving because that's like a big spider, and I'm not dealing with that.
That is kind of frightening, but I don't know, Cap. Do you?
I'll throw his ass in the microwave.
Oh shit!
It's an oven. What's that gonna do?
Oh, he is an oven, man.
True.
Yeah.
All right, we got a couple. We've got like 3 more. We'll do. The Pillsbury Doughboy.
Oh, I'm fucking kicking his ass, dude.
Oh, easy peasy.
Like,
do you think he makes a sound when you punch him? Like, you think you punch him and he goes...
Yeah, probably.
We'll see how he does against my 357.
Just blow a hole right through him. The Gerber baby.
Oh, God.
I should have skipped the Gerber baby. That's on me.
That motherfucker's getting wrecked.
Wrecked. The Keebler elf.
Oh my God.
Yeah, he's getting his fucking ass kicked. Like, he can't be this little soft, like, hoo-hoo, like, here's my cookies. Like, no. Ain't gonna happen. Not today.
Okay. Last one, and then we gotta be done. The big peanut guy. I don't know his name.
Oh, like on the peanut jars?
Oh,
yeah. The one with the cane and the top hat.
Dude, he could whip that cane around, dude. I don't know.
Cane. That's what I'm saying.
And I think he's taller than like an average person. Like he's got some bulk to him. It seems. I don't know.
Googling.
That and that peanut shell might be rock solid. Like honestly.
Yeah.
I feel like I'm getting my ass kicked.
7.5. 7.5 foot.
I'm getting my ass kicked.
Oh yeah. Sure. He's
you know how long that cane is?
I imagine.
Like.
Dude. Well, it looks like it's about half of him, so about 3.5, 3.75 feet.
Plus, Peanut, like 7 foot tall. Dude, his shell is gonna be like 3 inches thick. Like he's gonna wreck you.
Yeah. Done. All right. Well, I think overall, you guys said that you'd wreck most of them, so we'll count you guys the winner.
Okay. Yeah.
Maybe I'll have to come up with some more. We'll do another segment of this.
Yeah, that was fun. That was good.
That's what I'll do.
Yeah, I definitely like that one.
I like that one too. As soon as I saw that meme at work today, and I was like, "We're doing this." So, but that's all we got time for.
Cap, thanks for stopping in. Our first guest, we appreciate it.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Thank you.
It's fun.
We'll have to do
Thanks
it again
everyone
sometime.
for watching. We'll see you in 2 weeks on a Tuesday.
Yeah.
All right. Bye.
All right. Bye.